Yo, you're in tune to Cunning, live on the Breakbeat sessions on Kiss.
Just before this one, Schema, my boys from Jersey, and then first release coming out, hopefully sometime this year, Other Side. But now we are joined by the godfather of breaks, the Mac Daddy of beats, Mr. Rennie Pilgrem. How you doing, mate? You alright?
Very well, thanks. Good evening.
You can move that closer towards you, so there you go. I don't need to stretch your neck.
I'm worried my nose will hit the end of the mic.
So, mate, listen, thank you very much for joining us again. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. But this time, slightly different circumstances. You have reached 15 years old.
Yes.
And I don't mean, obviously yourself.
No, mentally I'm about there.
TCR, 15 years. That's quite I don't think any other label that's putting out breakbeat can say that. No, that is a long time. And so obviously there's been quite a lot of changes since you started. What's been some of the sort of highs and lows for you?
Colour telly. I suppose
green flag stamps.
Yeah. I suppose the kind of when TCR started, maybe you were lucky to get one new Breakz tune every week. So even though it's kind of turbulent times for breaks and all sorts of dance music, there's an awful lot of that coming out, whereas back then there was very few people doing it and very, very little of it around, mainly coming from America, people like Ice and Uberzone and stuff. So now, I mean, obviously there's, Breakz has obviously had, big ups, big downs, and it's hitting a point where, creative maybe it's not, it's not working as well as it used to, but, I'm certainly finding with that, in those types of times, you get people, the real hardcore just pushing through. Yeah. And it's like it works as like a filter. It's like, we can start fresh again. Yeah, I agree. I think there's just, like a couple of tunes I've heard you play earlier, and there's now some really interesting creative stuff going on that's also harking back to kind of where Breakz came from with sort of raw beats and stuff. So I think there's some good stuff around the corner actually. Yeah. Any sort of hot tips for 2009 from yourself? No. Actually, no, I wouldn't like to say. I mean, I'm a big fan of, say, what people like ID are doing, Bayer Binger, and I like the sort of kind of merging of a bit of an influence of dubstep, but still breaks and stuff. And I think there's as far as brand new people, there's no one I've heard at the moment, but that's just because I haven't been getting stuff that's been blowing me away. But I think there's a lot of it bubbling around. Yeah. So it's definitely. I think the thing at the moment is you've got to hunt it down with a knife. It's like it's hard. I think people are just a bit like, oh, maybe I want to send it out. But it's like, you know what? There's a lot of producers out there making good music. They should send it to us. Yeah. What's wrong with you people? Well, I think also the you can hear a Breakz tune that is not called Breakz, and it might be released on a label that's not known for breaks, and you might read the press release and hear they're really into breaks and rave and this and that, and you can hear a lot of stuff, but you've got to dig around all over the place, like I said, because if you go onto, say, a digital site, there's a lot of crap, and the good stuff is kind of, you've got to unearth it. Yeah, really. Absolutely. So 15 years of TCR. Yeah. We got a special classic mix coming up after the break, but what's coming up? What's the future for TCR? The future, well, at the moment there are various remixes. Coma and Bones remixed their classic Morpheus tune. Fantastic mix that was. They've just got a kind of a rough version of their mix. They've just done a mix of Purple Funky Monkey, which I'll play later. Nice. I'm doing Hold You by Dopamine. So there's a few of these classic TCR tunes that we're redoing, and then I've got various stuff being remixed of mine from my last album. So we're just getting a load of stuff ready to unleash, really. Wow. How many releases do you have altogether so far with TCR? 112 singles and about 16 albums. I mean, that's actually good going for any label, any independent label worldwide, let alone just in the break scene. It is. I mean, I must admit, the last one at the moment hasn't made it onto vinyl, and that would be the first one, and it does feel odd if something's not on vinyl. Yeah. It doesn't feel quite real. Do you have a copy of every single release at home? Some of them have got hundreds, Jay. Do you want some? No. You know what it's like. Yeah. Not at home, but in my studio.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what? Some of the early ones I haven't. And even worse, we didn't used to get production masters. It was all on DAT, and you didn't do that. So some kind of no, but otherwise, I'd say probably 70-80% have got copies. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, listen, it's a pleasure to have you down as always. We're going to do a little competition, give away just loads of TCR goodies. We think of an insanely easy question after the mix.
Okay.
Ren, thanks for coming in, mate.
Pleasure.
All right.